So it's been a while since we've done a Q&A, and I thought I would answer some of your questions about the baby. Have we picked a name for our baby boy? When's the baby due? All the fun questions, and also homeschooling, things like that. So the kids are actually painting right now. Charles started art lessons about a month ago, and they have been on this craze of painting and doing art together. So they're all happy in their room painting. William's actually napping, so it's the perfect time. And I'll try to sneak in as many of these questions as I can. The first question is, when is your baby due? So if you didn't know, we announced that we are having a little boy. This will make our third boy, and we have 4 girls. So Charles says the boys are catching up. We're very excited about it. But if you know, actually all of my babies have come early, between 4 and 6 weeks early. And thankfully I had the steroid shot to develop their lungs quicker. But at my last few appointments, the doctor said that the baby is measuring very big. He is in the 95th percentile, which is not normal for any of my babies. They're usually like in the 20th percentile. So they're considering changing my due date for that. But we're thinking it's gonna be around the end of August, depending on if the due date stays the same, or the beginning of September. So we'll see, but we're counting down. It feels like such a long time away. But thankfully, with all the other kids, it keeps me busy, so time goes a little bit faster. The second question, can you give us a homeschool update? And yes, we actually just finished testing a couple weeks ago. So that's always a relief. I think when you just get that whole semester done, you finish testing, it's just like, we did it, we made it through, which is always just the best feeling in the world. I love being a homeschool mom. I don't feel like I'm necessarily qualified to give you all the answers for your questions, but I know through trial and error, we have just found something that we love as a family and we look forward to, and I think the children love it just as much. We actually jumped right back into the new semester because with having a baby, we're wanting to take off when the baby comes, which is always kind of takes that pressure off of me that I don't have to get right back into school with a newborn and adjusting as a bigger family. So we've decided that we're going to do school up until mid-August and then take off till probably October. So that will essentially be their summer break. And the weather is actually a lot nicer then, because right now it is so hot. So we have Charles just started 7th grade, Brooklyn is in 4th, Everly is in 2nd grade, and Holly just started, she's in K5. How do you stay organized for homeschooling? This is kind of funny because I think about different times in our homeschooling that I feel like I've been so disorganized, and times where I feel like, wow, you know, we got this under our belt, this is perfect, it's going so smooth. So I think different seasons, and depending on how many other little children that you're also trying to entertain and keep busy at the same time, I feel like that plays a big role into it as well. But the game changer for us has been homeschool charts. It has been something very simple, but the kids, they just thrive when I have their charts. So I'll give you a little idea of what that looks like. But for each child, I have the specific subject and in what order they do that. And they kind of go down through the list for each day, and every day that might change. I don't necessarily like to put a time beside each assignment just because I feel like sometimes that becomes discouraging or overwhelming, because as you can imagine, days don't always go the same. Some days have just, you feel like you're spiraling out of control, you know, with different things that come up, or, you know, the child might not feel like doing a specific thing at some point. So we take different breaks, we do different activities, and so that's the beauty of homeschooling, is that you're curating a plan that works best for your children, it works best for you. But you can also plan something that works best for each specific child, depending on their learning style or, you know, what helps them learn the best. We also have chore charts for their specific assignments. Sometimes it's hard for the child to clean the assignment to your level of cleanliness, so I feel like that helps them know exactly what you expect of them. So for instance, the living room, you know, you start with the couches and picking up the toys, wiping the windows, and then sweeping or vacuuming, mopping last. So kind of work through that list, and they love checking off little boxes. It's a feeling of success, and we did something great. And so that has been really probably the biggest game changer for just helping our house run smoothly and keeping a peaceful atmosphere. Every day is not a deep clean. We do that usually typically on Saturday, but every day it's always tidy, which helps it run so much better, and it makes for a happy mom too. So if you are a homeschool mom, or this is something that you're considering, I cannot recommend these 3 books highly enough. I feel like they are just so encouraging, but also challenging for you as a homeschool parent. The first one would be Teaching from Rest, and she does a beautiful job on just explaining how important it is to keep that spirit of peace and just that atmosphere of excitement and fun and adventure in your home. And I really feel like that depends a lot on the mom and your spirit, your attitude. How tense are you? Can you just relax and actually enjoy every step of the process? So this book is just so encouraging. It's from a biblical perspective as well, which I find just takes it to another level. The second book would be Until the Streetlights Come On. And this book kind of covers a wide variety of your questions about homeschooling, the benefits of having your children play outside and have more time outdoors, the disadvantages of screen time and how that really affects your child. It covers all of these questions that each parent has in such a fun, engaging way. She's a wonderful writer, so I think you will love that book. The last one is The Call of the Wild and Free, and she just shares her journey to homeschooling and what that looked like, and how it might not be curated to this schoolhouse, schoolroom idea, but it's more about curating a plan that works best for your family, and that might change every season. The next question: do you make the tallow? So we get so many questions about the tallow. If you don't know, a couple of years ago, I started making my own skincare because I started reading ingredients of what I was using on my skin, and I was like, what? This is toxic. And at the same time, I thought it was like your best ingredients, quality, and it's very expensive, but I just had not researched. And so I started trying to find different companies that sell clean skincare, and it just wasn't in what I was looking for as far as budget. And I felt like the ingredients weren't as quality as I might want them to be. So that is why I started making my own skincare and just coming up with different ingredients, trying different batches, and it's something I actually loved doing. So for Christmas a few years back, I just bottled up all of this whipped tallow, and gave it to my friends and family, and everybody loved it and started asking for more. And I'm just like, I guess I should keep making it. So eventually we put it on our website, chatanderin.com, and it has been like so popular. Everyone loves it just as much as we do. So that has been so encouraging, reading your comments. Honestly, sometimes I am so blown away because so many people have written some of the sweetest, most encouraging things about it, and something we love doing. And up until I got pregnant with baby number 7, I was making all the tallow, and it was something I just loved doing. But it got to be where we couldn't keep it in stock. And so Chad was doing paint construction, so he kind of moved part-time paint construction out and part-time actually working for our little online business. So now he makes all of the tallow. He's actually a lot better than I am, honestly. But it's been just the most exciting process, and something we all enjoy, and something we use every single day. The kids love it. We love it. It's very gentle on your skin. It's 100% pure, organic, grass-fed, grass-finished, everything that actually makes a difference, because the cleaner the product is, the better your skin's gonna feel. And so we actually have come out with 2 more tallows since then. We just released a Pure Glow, which is for more oily skin or acne-prone skin. And then we also have a workman's tallow that is for men, especially with like rugged skin. But we've got so many comments saying that guys actually love using it on their beards. So apparently that's the thing. I don't know. But yes, so that is how the tallow came about. And Chad actually does it all now. He cold ships it as well because it is 90 degrees in Florida, and I think that buttery whipped texture is so important. So we cold ship, ice pack everything, and it's been an adventure, a family adventure, honestly. Another question is, how is your tallow different? So you can find tallow in multiple places, but I have never found one that has the combination of oils that we add to it. And I feel like that makes a big difference. I feel like ours is not necessarily as greasy, maybe. I don't know if that's a good word to describe it. It's creamy and buttery. A little bit goes a long ways, but I feel like this combination of oils that we add to it are different than anything else you can find. Question number 6. Did you choose a baby name? And yes, we did. I am not patient enough to wait till the baby's born. So I love to think about the name and just, talk to the baby with its little name. I just think it's so sweet and we get so excited about it. So we actually picked a boy's name and a girl's name before we found out what the baby was. And so our boy's name is, drumroll, Henry Blythe. So Henry, this is kind of funny, guys, but we have Charles, who was Carson, even though that's not a lot. We get a lot of questions about this. Everybody says, why did you change his name? Well, we didn't change his name. His original name is Charles Stephen Payne IV, and I just called him Carson. So he wanted to switch back to that name, especially after his grandfather passed, who he was named after. So that was really important to him. So we have changed his name to Charles, what it originally was, which we both love. So we have Charles and we have William. And then I just Googled what name is similar to Charles and William. And Henry was the first name that came back. So I know it wasn't like this long process of thinking what it was. I just thought, oh, that'd be so neat to have like these really old standalone names like that. So we're gonna have Charles, William, and Henry. And then Blythe, I have always loved Anne of Green Gables. It has been like one of my favorite stories. So Gilbert Blythe, that was on my list. So I love the name Blythe. So Henry Blythe. And then if it was gonna be a girl, I'll tell you what it was anyway. It was gonna be Harper Ann with an E, of course. So we had Henry Blythe and Harper Ann, and then we found out it's a boy. So we are very excited. We can't wait. It feels like it's gonna be coming up soon. And then some days it feels like it's forever away. But we are so excited for you guys following along in this journey. I know it's a busy season and we have not been staying up to date as we probably should. But we are so grateful for your comments, for your messages, for your emails, everything you guys do to stay in touch and just really encourage us in the Lord. We're grateful for you. God bless.